Have you ever thought about how sometimes the biggest feelings, the biggest stories are tucked away in the smallest places? Like, I don't know, a single line from a pop song? Well, today we're going to put one of those lines right under the microscope and see what it can tell us about poetry, music, and even AI. So let's dive in.
So let's start with this. It's a huge question, right? It's a feeling we've all had, we've all been there. But how do you actually capture that? How do you put it into words and give it a voice? What does it really sound like?
Well, it sounds like this. So simple, so direct. And that repetition, it just hits you, doesn't it? This isn't just someone saying a fact. It's a raw feeling laid out for everyone to see. But believe it or not, these few words are just the tip of the iceberg. And where did this line come from? Well, a pretty ordinary place, a lyrics video on YouTube. But the channel has this really curious name, AI Music Nova. Now I want you to just hang on to that name, put it in the back of your mind. It's going to be super important in a few minutes. Okay, so first things first, let's just look at the words themselves, because this isn't just a simple sentence. No, it's poetry. It's carefully crafted to paint a very specific picture in your mind. The song doesn't just say, "I'm sad." It says, "I'm a broken angel." That's a classic, powerful metaphor. You immediately get this image of someone who is fundamentally good, pure and beautiful, but they've been hurt. It's practically designed to make us feel sympathy, to make us want to reach out. And then you get this line, "Listen to my heart." This just takes it to a whole other level. It's not just about loneliness anymore. It's a desperate plea for a connection that goes way beyond words. The singer is basically saying, don't just hear my words, feel what's behind them. Connect with me on that deeper emotional level. And then right at the end, we get this, one and only. This one little phrase changes everything. Suddenly, it's not just a general feeling of being alone. It's a loneliness that's aimed at one specific person. It goes from a cry out into the universe to this incredibly focused, romantic longing for one single person. So, okay, we've got these really powerful poetic pieces, but where do they fit in? What's the context? Let's zoom out a little bit from the specific words and look at the music itself. Now, here's where it gets really cool. The YouTube video itself leaves us this massive clue right there in the metadata. A single hashtag, hashtag pop ballad. And that's not just a random tag. It's like a key that unlocks the whole musical world this song lives in. So what even is a pop ballad? Well, you know it when you hear it, right? It's basically a formula, a recipe for expressing these huge emotions. We expect things to be kind of slow, we expect themes of romance and heartbreak, and we expect a vocal performance that just carries all that emotional weight. It's a framework we all get, almost without thinking.
And just look at how perfectly our lyrics fit into that playbook. It's almost like a checklist. The big emotional theme? Check. I'm so lonely. Romantic longing? Yep, one and only. That plea for a deeper connection? Got it. Listen to my heart. And the vulnerable subject? Broken angel. Every single part of this line clicks right into place. It is engineered to give us a very specific emotional hit. We've looked at the poetry, we've looked at the genre, but there is one more layer to this whole thing, and honestly, this might be the most fascinating part. It's all about how a song like this actually reaches us here in the 21st century. So, remember that channel name I told you to hang on to? AI Music Nova. Think about that. It's not called Sarah's Sad Songs or Classic Ballads. The name itself points to technology, to algorithms, to something not quite human. And that just creates this wild contrast. On the one hand, you had this incredibly raw, deeply human plea, "Listen to my heart." And on the other hand, its delivery system, a channel name that suggests it was found, sorted, and served up to you by a machine. So you really have to ask yourself, right? Does knowing that change anything? Does this deeply human expression of loneliness feel any different when you know it's being presented through this high-tech artificial intelligence lens? It's a strange thought. Okay, so let's try and bring all these pieces together now. We've got the poetry, the musical genre, and this layer of modern technology. What does it all mean when you roll it into one package? I mean, just think about the journey this one little line takes us on. It all starts with a feeling that every single one of us understands, loneliness. Then it gets depth from this poetic broken angel image.
It's wrapped up in a musical genre that's designed to make us feel things deeply. And then finally, we find it through a channel that represents our totally modern digital world. And that, right there, is the real takeaway. The power of this line isn't just in the words or just in the music. It's in the collision, this perfect storm of a timeless human emotion meeting a very modern, algorithmic way of discovering things. It's the old and the new crashing together. And that kind of leaves us with this one last big thought. As more and more of the art we love is sorted, recommended, and fed to us by algorithms, what does that do to our relationship with it? In a world that's being curated by AI, does that raw emotion of a broken angel become even more precious? It makes you wonder, what does it mean for the future of finding art that truly speaks to our hearts?